All right, Larry Kruger here from the Pig and a Pickle Krug Show, wrapping up the 49er game. Niners are going to roll to their 7th win of the year over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And the Niners just putting the finishing touches on this one. We're here in the press box getting ready for the postgame show. Join us on the postgame show on the Pig and a Pickle Krug Show. It's 27-14 49ers, 2 minutes and 13 seconds left in the game. So Niners would get the ball first to start the game in the first quarter, and they couldn't do anything with it. They were forced to punt, and then they forced the Buccaneers to punt on their first possession. Then the Niners on their second possession drove from their own 20 all the way down the field, and on second and goal, Purdy found Christian McCaffrey for a 4-yard pitch and catch, 12-yard drive, 80 yards, or 12-play drive, 80 yards in a little bit over 7 minutes.
Greenlaw on the tackle.
And there you go. 49ers at that point were on the board and leading 7-0. Now, Tampa on their second drive would drive the ball from their own 15-yard line to the Niner 33.
On the play.
But Fred Warner would force a fumble, and Cleveland Farrell would recover the fumble, and the 49ers would pick up the ball at that point. The Niners on their third possession would drive from their own 35, and Jake Moody, who kicked a 37-yard field goal to make it 10-0 49ers, capping a 9-play 46-yard drive. Tampa on their third drive drove from their own 25 down to the goal line, and then Baker Mayfield threw a 1-yard pass to Mike Evans to cap a 10-play 75-yard drive to make it 10-7 49ers. So that's where it stayed until the next drive, the Niners' fourth drive, as they took it from their own 29. Jake Moody would make a 28-yard field goal to make it 13-7 right before the end of the half. Buccaneers just took a knee at the end of the first half. So that's where it ended at halftime, 13-7 49ers. Niners dominated the first half, 13 first downs to 5, 32 plays to 23.
White, the ball carrier.
12 runs and 17 passes for the 49ers in the first half. Tampa had 11 runs and 10 passes. Niners did have 5 penalties in the first half, but they were +1 on the turnover margin, and they won in the time of possession by about 5 minutes. Purdy completed 82% in the first half, 14 of 17 for 164 and a touchdown. CMC had 6 runs for 31 yards, 4 receptions for 19 yards and a touchdown. Baker Mayfield completed 8 of 10, but for only 80 yards. He also had the only turnover in the first half. Jake Moody added a couple field goals, and the Niners led 13-7 going into the locker room. Tampa would get it on their first possession of the third quarter, but they were forced to punt, and then the Niners scored 3 plays later on their 5th possession. Purdy found Ayuk for a 77-yard pitch and catch on a go route, just beat Jamel Dean. 3 plays, 98 yards in a minute 34, and the Niners led 20-7, and they really didn't look back from there. On the next drive, Kinlaw, Mooney Ward, Fred Warner, Tayshaun Gibson, Dre Greenlaw all made plays on the next drive as the defense really came alive. But Tampa was forced to punt on 4th and 9. So the Niners would get back on their 6th possession, and they would drive from their own 21-yard line down the field. On 2nd and goal from the 3, Purdy found George Kittle for a 3-yard pitch and catch to make it 27-7, capping a 9-play 79-yard drive in a little bit over 5 minutes. At that point, Purdy was 19 of 22, 86% for 316 yards and 3 touchdowns. Tampa would score on their late third quarter drive, the beginning of the fourth quarter. Rachaad White went in from 1 yard out to make it 27-14. 5-play, 75-yard drive for Tampa in a little bit over 2 minutes. Niners would be forced to punt on their next possession. Tampa would get it on their 8th possession early in the fourth quarter and would move the ball down the field from their own 20. But then on 4th and 4, Mayfield went to Mike Evans, and Jair Brown had the PBU, had the pass breakup, and that ended the Tampa's run on down, or their scoring drive right there. Then the 49ers in their 8th drive went 3 and out. There was a Yaya Diaby sack on 2nd down of Brock Purdy that forced the Niners to punt. Then Tompkins, the speedster, got a 51-yard punt return and set the Bucks up in really on the doorstep. They were on the 13-yard line for that next drive. But Jair Brown again on a ball from Mayfield to Chris Godwin. Jair Brown jumped it, intercepted it, And now the 49ers are in the process of just running out the clock. So impressive performance. Brock Purdy completes 80% of his passes, well over 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. Good day for Ayuk. He had 5 catches for 156. Big day for George Kittle. Fred Warner had 11 tackles, 10 solo, and a sack. Jair Brown with some big plays late. The one bad news in this game was that Hufanga went out with a knee injury, and it may be serious. We'll find out in the postgame or maybe tomorrow the seriousness of Talanoa Hufanga's injury. But Jair Brown is ready to play, and he looked really good in the fourth quarter of this game. And so now here we are. There's a minute 50 left in the game. The Niners are up 27-14, and they're going to roll to victory. And now they will head into Thanksgiving looking pretty good. 49ers are definitely looking good going into the Thanksgiving break at 7-3. The 49ers are 7-3. The Bucs fall to 4-6. And now it's next up for the 49ers is the short week and the quick turnaround. Thanksgiving in Seattle against the Seahawks. And if the 49ers can win that game, they will have won 3 in a row going into the Philadelphia showdown at the Link coming up in week 13. So huge win for the Niners today. They thoroughly dominated. The score was probably even not really fully indicative of the dominance and the box score is going to be deceiving too, because the Niners put a very soft coverage in the fourth quarter of this game and allowed Baker Mayfield to just complete pass after pass after pass on these little out routes. And so Baker's stats are fraudulent.
Chase Young on the quarterback sack.
The Niners shut out Chris Godwin in the first half of this game and held Mike Evans to 1 catch for 1 yard, going up 13-7. And now we just saw Chase Young get a sack of the quarterback. Really nice play there by Chase Young. So on 3rd and 9, he gets a sack. So that was good to see. And the 49ers are going to win this game 27-14 and go to 7-3. So good win for the Niners.
The intended receiver.
Really an all-around win. The only downside really is the injury to Talanoa Hufanga. We'll find out more about that. But even in that situation, Jair Brown looks like he is ready to play. And now Mayfield's going up top for a little Hail Mary, and it was batted out of the sky, looks like, by the 49er defensive back, Tayshaun Gibson, and there you have it. So the Niners will just take a knee. There's a minute left in this game, and the 49ers are going to roll to 7-3. Join us on the Krug Show. I'm going to go in the locker room, talk to some of the players, and then we will do the post-game show with JD and Kev and Baller and Rye and Danny and everybody. So join us on YouTube. Thanks to Pig and a Pickle for being the title sponsor of the Krug Show. Check them out in Embryville and Corte Madera. They're open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. or until they run out. Pig and a Pickle, the best barbecue in all of Northern California. Niners are going to win this one 27-14 and go to 7-3 on the season.